We have some interesting things to do today. There's something that's kind of come to my attention, and I always mess around on social media. It's more of a playground than necessarily a business per se, even though I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years now. This last year, I've really started ramping up live streaming over on Twitch, and I cut up these videos using an AI program called Recut that makes the streams more enjoyable on a rewatch, a long form content like YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for watching over there. If you're watching this live on Twitch, hey, I appreciate you hanging out and given this a little bit more of an exciting spin on things. So I really love live streaming. I really love YouTube. I really like a lot of the long and live content that it has to offer. However, I typically stick to Twitch being the live stream portion, YouTube being the video portion. And as we get like everybody piling in saying hello, I love it. It's just awesome. I love live streaming for what it is. But today, I don't think this is against my terms of service, but I don't know how much we can get away with on Twitch. And to be honest, I'm a Twitch partner over there now, signed some type of contract. I really didn't read the fine print. I was just like, whatever, I don't really care. It's more for fun. There's this thing called embedding. And I thought, tech streams don't get enough views on Twitch for the most part. There's some big tech streamers now. 2 years ago there was almost nobody, but Primogen I think has set a really good example of it. You can get to thousands of live viewers. However, Primogen's been doing it for years and has all these really good cut screens. I mean, it's a really good production. It's up to like Dr. Disrespect levels. It's really impressive. Check him out if you haven't never seen him. But let's say we don't want to spend years building that audience on Twitch. What if we hack the system? We game it. Because there is embeds on Twitch. So I was like, that's interesting. But how do we do it in a less scummy way than some other people? Fextra Life is known, I think they're kind of in the Twitch news if you follow any live streaming, because they have like wiki pages and they throw their embeds on everywhere. So no matter what, they get like 30,000 viewers and they hardly ever stream, and their streams kind of suck anyways. So what happens if we embed this stream across a website that gets, upwards of 1 million viewers now? It'd be kind of fun, right, chat? So I do have a website, Chris Titus, and I did start to look at things, and I was like, let me just pull that up real fast. 1 second, let me not dox myself. We're gonna just log in. Okay. So this is christitus.com. Roughly, I've had this website for 15 years or something. Long time. I've always used it kind of as a brain dump, place to put stuff. And I was like, what if we take it and modify it a little bit? Maybe even modify the code a little bit to do some of the embedding. I think that'd be kind of fun, because we do get quite a bit of visits. This is the last 24 hours. Roughly 100,000 page views in 24 hours. How does the Twitch embed system work exactly? Am I now gonna just like dwarf people that have been on this platform for decades, or not decades, but 10 years? There's some people that have that, but what if we did an embed on a huge website like this and put it on like the main page? It'd be fun. Oh, yeah. No. We'll just modify my site. Like I said, I know some people are like, I'm all business. You can't do that. This might be against terms of service, or yeah, it's kind of a playground for me. I think it's all just, let's have fun. Having fun with technology, right? But I think if we take a huge website like this and then throw an embed, how big does the embed need to be? Where can we put it? Oh, it's just, like Like right here, I probably would just take out this. That's kind of redundant. This side is blah, blah, blah. Maybe we just do that. Let's put let's put the embed right here. Proud and center. We'll just remove Chris Titus tag, throw the embed of the Twitch stream right there. And then on the articles themselves, I have a sticky sidebar. We could probably remove this and put the embed over here. However, I don't know on the pixel count if we can get away with that or not. Let's see if we can get to become the biggest streamer on Twitch in an hour. I think we can do it. Maybe. If we get enough traffic. That would be fun. So, let's first jump over to the old website. Make sure we're pulling from a clean Git repo. Because on my website's deployed through something called static sites in Hugo. So, there's not a site on the internet that performs better than mine because mine's hosted directly at every single content delivery network node. And anytime you pull it, it's all cached content. So it performs amazingly well. Will this slow it down? We probably should do a waterfall report on the website first. So let's just do like probably GT metrics. That's pretty good. Let's just do an analyzation. Let's see how much throwing Twitch on a site screws it up. That's also kind of an interesting tidbit as well. Yeah, and I think we can change some of that. I don't mind. Like, I would love for the actual embed to be functional. Like, if I'm live, honestly, I would love people just to see the embedded player. I think that would be cool. Yeah, it's begging for an embed. So right now, what are we in the 90? Oh, I only got a C, 68 performance. That's sad. What's going on there? What's the waterfall look like? What's going on? What's taking all that time? Looks like a minimized JavaScript is starting to eat up some of it. Google Ads, of course. Oh, what is that? Sand bundle, ban, no networking, unified, holographic, BERT, midnight, SVG, JavaScript. Oh, that's Google Ads. I bet if we reran it, there's probably just a bad Google ad in the system. Stupid Google Ads. How much are we making on Google Ads? I don't even know. Let's pull that up. 1 second. Sensitive data. Is that even? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this is our Google Ads earning right now, just with one anchor ad. Not a bad pull for the little banker ad. So, So this is my AdSense directly on christitus.com. And we are already GDPR compliant. I'm thinking, you could also remove all of that. But the fun fact is most people think that you just toss ads everywhere and this will like quadruple. Yeah, it kind of, you can probably double this if you threw ads all over your site. But I really like a minimal site. And it's pretty darn obvious that this is an ad at the bottom. And I like the rest of the site being completely untouched to where any kind of expenses that I have gets paid for with just one ad. So that's why I do the one ad. It's like a good happy medium, I feel like. But you'll never run into an ad like inside the articles, which is great. All right. So that makes sense on that front. You kind of get a good justification for the website. The waterfall, let's rerun that just to see. I think we just got a bad Google ad on that run. So I feel like that would be better. Let's try that again. Yeah, I hate Google too. It's just one of those things, necessary evil in today's world. Eventually, I'll probably just contract out and just have like a company pay like $100 or $200 a month. And then just put an ad banner. That would be nice. That I could just host directly on the site. Yeah, still bad. And I bet you if we look at the overwhelming thing, Google Ads. What was the other one? Yeah, another one from Google Ad DoubleClick Media Origin. Yep. That is really all the other optimizations we've already kind of done. So, although this one looks like no response, timeout. Maybe we fix that too. Let's see, caching. Are we doing any caching? Some of those, we won't get too much into the weeds there. I think we got a good baseline at least. Let's see what, we'll leave that up. We'll see what we got for the embeds, what happens there. All right, getting back into it. Let's get going. What is the Twitch embed? How do you get the Twitch embed? Twitch embeds. Is that like part of the embedding Twitch? Dev Twitch tools. All right. Probably just embed the video player. So you could just use a basic iframe. Kind of ugly if you ask me. What about interactive? What do you guys think? I kind of want to go with the interactive frames instead of iframes. Iframes just seems kind of old and archaic. I have no doubt that it would work well, but I don't know. Just don't necessarily like that. But also JavaScript would be probably slower. Maybe we do both. Try out one and the other. Put like iframes on the main page and then JavaScript on the secondary. Oh, there we go. Interactive is the way to go if you want people to watch on your website. If you simply want a view bot, then iframe. Because in the iframe, you could squash the viewer to like a small tidbit on the website, like Fextra does. And then they can just put it on a wiki page or anywhere and just kind of hide it to where it properly view bots. Where the interactive frame, if people actually want to watch you, you could do it directly on the site. Let's try the interactive. I like that. It does sound better to me. That was what I was kind of leaning towards, but needed a little push from chat. Okay. So we got the script right here. Player div ID is what we need to grab. And then we just say the width and height. Probably like 16:9 ratio. Does Twitch do any other ratios? Do y'all know? Does it support like a wide ratio? That'd be kind of cool. I think YouTube supports all kinds of ratios for that because I know like the big channels like Marquez and Linus, they both do like a 3:1 ratio or something weird because it looks best on mobile phones and that's where most of the audience is. All right. Yeah. It supports 16:9, and that's what I always stream in. So we'll go with 16:9. I was just wondering why in ratio streams does sound interesting. Anyways, we'll do that. Probably what resolution we want to do? 16:9. 16:9 resolutions. All right. You got your standard 720. I'm thinking probably like a 540 might work. I don't think that would take up as much of the screen. How much screen real estate do we have working with? On a standard 1080 screen, that would still take up about half. So that'd probably take up about this much of the screen with the rest right here. I like the 540 probably, so 960 by 540 is probably what we'll try out of the gate. Yeah, there's also 480 too. That sounds a little weird. The 854. Well, yeah, let's try 854 by 480 now that you say that. Because you got to remember we are viewing it through here, so what is that? Let's see how... I want to say that's 800 pixels about. Maybe. Let's see. So what do we have? Let's just... I guess we could just save that. And let's look at screenshots. What do we got for image dimensions? So we got about 1,000 to work with on the side on a traditional like 19. And honestly, we'd have even more to work with as we have the chat over here. So that's not so bad. So right at about 1,000 pixels. Yeah, I think we'll start with 840 and see how it looks. All right, so we'll get rid of this, hey, about me section, this top section. We'll leave my socials, and then we'll just toss the Twitch player in there. All right, enough chat. Let's make it happen, right? Let's just see here. Oh, actually, where do we want to start? We could just, I think under content, do we have the main page? No. So I think we'll go to layouts. Makes the most sense. What's our partials look like? Style, script, We could also just modify the theme and probably index. Let's get a good example of what we have. So featured post slider, this is all commented out. Back to top, that was an addition. Recent articles for the header right here. And we have the banner. So we have main, banner, back to top. So the back to top edition is like a little button to go to back to the top, and then recent articles. So it would be the banner.html partial. So if we look at our theme, come back into themes, probably layouts, partials, banner, right here. Here is where we got all the good stuff we're going to toss in here. About me, what does it even look like? We're just going to, I think we'll remove all of this. I mean, it's kind of pointless, I think. Where's this TD? Where's this table come from? I don't see a table declaration anywhere. I see unordered list, line items. It's kind of a weird, Anywho, so that's our social profile. H1 with class. Don't think we kinda. Let's just do that. Comment that out. Yeah, this is my own iteration of Vim. Everything that I've kind of put together, the things I like from plugins. If you want to get a copy of this, it's well, what did I call this? Kickstart Titus or Neo? No, I think I just called it NeoVim on my GitHub. Yeah, it's based off Kickstart. Kickstart's made by one of the original devs of NVim, and then I just kind of pimped it out to my needs and what I like. I still have some things to go. I'll eventually make a video when I feel like I've got a really good feel on it, and I'm really happy with it. All right, so we got that. And instead of this Chris Titus Tech, we're going to do the embed here. So let's do Twitch embed right up here. And we'll grab our code. And do we set the volume? Probably want to set the volume at 0 just because I'm not a monster. And if this does play and I'm live, I don't want this annoying the hell out of people. You know what I'm saying? What kind of monster puts that at 0.5? Okay. So we have that Twitch player. We got the embed.example.com other site. I believe on this one, we don't really need anything but maybe christitus.com for the parent. Collection ID, video ID, channel ID. For height, I think we've settled on the 854. That should give a pretty good viewing experience. All right, 854. And by 480, okay. And then we got to grab the channel ID. Yeah, I kind of go back and forth about the volume playing or not. But for most part, I want to say there's nothing worse than me being on a rant in the background and then like you at work, which I have a lot of IT professionals that are viewing my websites and stuff. I don't want that being a bother to them at work. And honestly, most people don't care about bandwidth these days. So just blast it out at 150. Oh, that'd be terrible. Okay. And let's grab our channel ID. So, Twitch channel ID. All right, cool. All right. Chris Titus Tech. Convert to channel ID. All right, great. Thanks, randomstreamweasels.com website. Okay. Channel ID. What do we put for the video ID, I wonder? Or collection ID? And player div ID. This would be identified by me, right? So we're going to just call this Twitch player. And we'll just call this one Twitch player. So that still leaves the video and collection ID to fill in. Let's look back on our source here. Oh, channel, video, or collection. Ah, okay. So these are ors. We don't actually need a video or collection ID in here. So we'll just delete those. This line doesn't make any sense anymore. Man, that seems really darn simple. Is there anything else I'm missing? Let's hope I don't DDoS myself with that. Maybe. Well, it's hosted with Cloudflare, so good luck getting a DDoS through Cloudflare. It'd be hilarious if I took down like half the United States just trying to embed my Twitch stream. Oh, that would be great. There's so many sites that go through Cloudflare these days. Autoplay. We probably should put optional, right? It defaults to true. Or we could state muted to false and then change the player volume. Because right now we have player set volume at 0. All right, let's do a commit and see what this looks like. We could just do Hugo server. Let's make sure it compiles first. All right. We'll just see. I don't think in localhost it'll render. Yeah, because it's the parent ID would be different. But it does give me a good overview of what it would look like. Not bad, right? I kind of like it. It could be a little bigger, but what do we think about that placement? And we probably would need to write an if statement, right? How do we determine if it's live? All right, GPT that sucker, right? Let's just, let's vim it. Alrighty. Change code to only stream video when Chris Titus Tech is live. Let's see. Okay, so it uses Twitch's API Helix. You can do it. First, you need to get an OAuth token from Twitch. Okay. Oh, want to do it with jQuery. Alright. Don't think I want to publish that. Is there a more elegant way of doing it without an OAuth? Yeah, a little bit smaller. Maybe not even an outline. I feel it might be even better. What would this look like on the site? I don't think it would be empty, would it not? Let's push it live. What do y'all think? We're only getting like 100,000 viewers in here every day. So what do you think? Should we push it live or should we make some changes? Because I think it's failing to determine content classification because parent is not christitus.com. Right now it's localhost. But what happens when it's empty, when I'm offline? Yeah, let's see. Change the localhost. Is it that simple? Maybe. Let's see. Localhost 1313. We can try that. And whoops, this embed isn't okay. This embed is misconfigured. Go to documentation. question. Okay. But we kind of want to do it this way. So it does kind of work, but it says it's misconfigured. Is it an actual misconfiguration, or does it not like rendering in localhost? Because then you could spin up like a bot farm of 1,000 users. I would imagine Twitch wouldn't allow localhost for the parent. I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Instead of for the channel, place it without the quotes. All right, let's try it. Let's just save that. Paste that. All right, so we're rebuilding. Cool. Come back. Let's reload. Nah, still localhost. I think the channel ID still needs to be there. Well, you think it's the quotes? Oh, without quotes. Okay. We can try without quotes. All right. Now it's not rendering anything over there. You can kind of see it. We can push this. Huh. Well, less than ideal there. All right. I'm telling you, they're blocking localhost because that would encourage view botting, right? I'm almost certain. I don't think the embed's misconfigured. I'm like 73% sure. Yeah, live it. Let's have ChatGPT check our code, right? ChatGPT is never wrong. Okay. What do we say? Does this Twitch embed code work? Typically a channel string rather than an ID. Double check if is indeed a channel name. If not, replace with the correct channel name. Parent attributes contain domains without any protocol like HTTPS. When you're embedding to Twitch player, it seems already set. Ah, so that's what it likes. Okay. Just as a best practice, adding text JavaScript. Ensure the website's delivered HTTPS. So, if we look at that, so this is localhost. This is not secure. That's port 80, so HTTP. Okay, that's neat. So we'll just add that. And then, let's see here. Do you think that would work? Does that fix my embed problem? I don't think it does. I think I had it right. All right, one more prompt. Give me an example Twitch embed from another channel. Yeah, you could embed my channel in your site. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any kind of limitations. Do you have allow the embed on your Twitch account? Yeah, so that looks right. All right, here we go. Let's go live with it. I feel like this is the way to go. Let's just make it Chris Titus. I guarantee you they don't allow a local host. All right. So we got that done. We'll do one more Hugo build. Everything looks good. Let's go Lazy G, Twitch, Embed. All right, cross your fingers. Site's rebuilding. I like it. And I think we can, 1 second. We'll go in here and Cloudflare in. I'm gonna just see where how the build's going on the website. Watch this tank all my traffic. Google's like, what are you doing? I'm not sending people here. Let's see. Load balancing? Nope. I think we're good. All right. So if we look at overview, christitus.com, last 24 hours, last 7 days, last 30 days. So over 24 hours, we get up to possibly 10,000 people. It works? You're kidding. Well, all right. That's awesome. All right, that's cool. I think we got to add a mute. The volume controls did not work. So that's one thing we definitely have to. It's like the Inception. Yes, I love that. Add muted to script. So we can add muted to the script on the embed. Muted true under parented. So then it'll start it muted. So then people going to my website don't get overly annoyed. Probably also removing like the ugly border. Like this border, not digging. So let's get rid of that. I think we get rid of recent articles, kind of punch this up, kill some of this padding here as well. I kind of dig it though. That's nice. And then you can just click that Twitch to go to it. Is there a way to double check the code without an OAuth? Because I'm hesitant to put my OAuth token in there, as I think that would not be good for security. Maybe not. Maybe that's unjustified. The embed loaded muted in browser? Okay. Well, that's good. Let's just double check that. So I think we just added muted true and just comma that out. All right. Okay, so we have muted true there. Is there any other things we want to add? Let's look at the docs. So height, parent, blah, blah, blah. Autoplay. I think that's fine. Don't need time. So is there anything else we want to add there? They're only disabling those who abuse it. Yeah, because there's some people that use iframe. What we're trying to do is interactive frames with it. I just forgot all about the stream embed. So what Fextra Life does is, here, let's punch up their website. Fextra Life, because that's where all the drama comes from, right? So wikis, if you just go to like Baldur's Gate 3 wiki, yeah. So this is their embed stream. You notice how it's all over here. Let's look. What's Fextra Life doing with theirs? How are they implementing it? It doesn't look. All right. How are they doing this stream? I would imagine iframe. Huh. Okay. It's kind of weird how that is done. Okay. I wonder if they already banned their stream. Where's their chat? Nope, that's not bringing it in. Well, fine, we'll do it a different way. How many we got in here? Show me the viewers. Show chatter list. For moderators, really? Can we not go chatters? This room is only in emote only mode. Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right, well, good to know. We'll remove that. Chat button about next to the video. Where are you, chat button? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I don't think it even allows me to issue the commands here. Yeah. So they don't want anybody in here looking up to see how much view botting they're doing. Okay. But that's what the gist of what they're doing is on all their wikis, they're adding this plugin over here. Now, it's interesting. Yeah, they're offline anyways. I think it would still show chatters though, even if you're offline. Kind of interesting. And if we look at ours, so we've embedded it on the website. We've probably gotten a couple viewers since then. Do we show live viewers on our analytics here? So we got total requests. That's probably me doing a lot of those requests with some of the new pushes. I don't really have any live analytics. I killed all my Google APIs. I forgot. No. Well then. So 4 months ago I got a 94. Let's run the test again, see what happens. Yeah, Google Analytics can go die in a fire. I'm with you. That's why I was like, they're transitioning to like property v4 to be GDPR compliant by the end of the year or something. And I was just like, do I ever check my website analytics? Do I care? I have my Cloudflare stuff, which that's where it's hosted from, so they have their own basic analytics. It's not quite as granular as the Google, but I'm not presenting this with companies going advertise on my website, so I don't care. Oh, the audio is on. Okay, let's push this then. Let's see what I'm just seeing what kind of performance problems we might have by embedding this. Yeah, Cloudflare Analytics is probably inflated, but I'm not adding any JavaScript since it's hosted there. Commercial break in progress. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh. That's awesome. Okay. Ran a test as our commercial break hit. That's funny. All right, remove the impact of third-party code. Dramatically reduce the impact of code. Zaraz loads of third-party tools in the cloud far away. Visit Zaraz. Okay. Avoid enormous network payloads. Yeah, okay. It's probably just Google AdSense that's causing that. Cache rules. All right. Reducing JavaScript. Do we have that enabled? I thought we already had auto minify on. We could enable that. Purge cache immediately to do that. So let's look at our cache and purge that. Watch me end up breaking my website. We'll go ahead and purge. Purge it all. All right, we purged all the assets. Cache TTL is only 4 hours. All right, that's fine. Let's come back into our speed. Yeah, so yeah. Ad break is ended. The community has rejoiced. Okay, we're good. So we purged everything. Now let's post the muted true. Oh, but there's also one more thing I wanted to do with that banner. This is wrapped in the list row, which if we look, I don't necessarily like that. I think we can just get rid of the list row altogether, or modify the list row background to jive with the rest of the page. So I have a feeling if we take that off, it's going to just jack up all the alignment. The proper way to do this would probably be adjust the CSS targeting list row and then change the background to match the other background, so it's still contained within that cell, but it doesn't look like it's in a cell, if you get what I mean. So when we pull up christitus.com, instead of having this text, we'd have nothing, which would be good. And if we look and we do an inspect of this, let's just see. Oh, I think that's partially Darkmode too that could do it. So we got body, inspect. So we got banner pad. Then we have list row. Under list row, we got body dark mode. That's the 2D, 2D, 2D. Where is that background coming from? It's being overwritten by what rule? Where are you, background? There it is. Oh, that's just selection element. Is banner pad the different color? Yeah, banner pad is the correct, because then it's just list row right here. But list row doesn't have the same blocking, so it must be inheriting the CSS from like an LI or background. That's just the selection. Yeah, it doesn't have a color. It's grabbing this one. I want to say 2D, 2D, 2D is this color, and this color is something else. I think it's inheriting a different color. Could be wrong, though. Yeah, and overriding it. I think what we could do is just grab list row, css.list row, and then add the background color of the 2D, and that should override what we need. But we probably don't want to do it that way because this would be a different color if the person was in light mode. I know. Like this mode would look completely different. Oh, this mode doesn't actually... We gotta get rid of that recent articles too. Let's get rid of that. Okay. We've got a good game plan here. Let's see what you got, Steven. Did you steal mine? That's awesome. Well, that's great. Yeah. So this was actually a paid theme back in the day, and I just bastardized and just totally got rid of it. That's hilarious. Yeah. So for this, it's not that bad. I do want to get rid of recent articles, though. Let's push over there. And that one would be... I can't remember. It was under themes, layouts. Let's just pull up this again. So there was banner, and directly under banner was this. Okay. Let's just kill it, and then I'll kill recent articles. Obviously, that's recent articles. It's kind of redundant. Who wants redundancy? So let's do this submit. Lazy G. Always test live in production. That's what all the cool kids do. Fix recent article and mute stream. So that should push a lot more from the website and the website itself once this updates. That's hilarious. That should have everything. This recent article is the one thing that's probably bugging me the most. Although that background being a little different kind of bugs me too. I don't know. I'm looking at it and I'm starting to think I need to change my CSS now. Alright, let's refresh the site and see if it looks better. It's muted. Let's go private page and check this. So we're gonna go new private page. Perfect. Muted right out of the get-go. It's there. So I'll have to check this when I'm offline and see what this looks like as well. Any other changes you guys think I should make? Now that we got the embedded streams. Yeah, fresh RSS is another good way. We also have the Discord server too, which is good. Let's go history. Did I do it close? Oh man, what happened? I usually have like 4 or 5 things open there, but apparently oh well. I was coming over here for something, and I just spaced. Oh, and rewriting all your CSS to accommodate dark mode. I pretty much already rewrote most of my CSS to accommodate dark mode. There was something I was looking for. I can't remember what it was. I was gonna go to the web. It's gone. It's gone. I don't know what it was. Yeah, Google Ads. It's like $5 to $10 a day just for one anchor ad on my website. I haven't found a better deal than that right now. So that's why it's still there. Eventually, I want to replace it with just a static banner that someone pays me for every month. You know, $300 a month for a site that gives you exposure to, I think it's $250,000, I think, something like that, in unique viewers. I just haven't made that deal yet. But as soon as I do, I'll kick Google to the curb. I'd much rather just have that go to a single company. Get out of here, Jalopy. You talk to NordVPN. Oh. Yeah, that's awesome. Test the refresh your site. Let's see. Yeah, still going. So we got that. Let's pause that. Let's go new private window. Let's pause it and top it in there. Oh, weird. What happened there? Oh, no. What do we do? Uh-oh. Did I forget like a comma or something? uh, well, that is, the... Yeah, maybe the caches are loading still. Okay. It might be. Oh, I guess the minify broke it. That's right. I bet you're correct. Okay. Let's log in. I bet you we probably got some optimizations to do here. All right. It's probably the minifying that did it. Where is that? Probably speed, right? We were doing that or optimization. All right, that's fine. Yeah, we don't want to purge the cache just yet. We need to probably redo the minify and then do it. All right, caching. Let's go caching configuration. It should be in here. Browser TTL's 4 hours. Browser hints. Always online. I mean, it's Cloud4 pages, so that's kind of pointless to me. Cache rules. Tiered cache. Yeah, okay. Cache reserve. I think we don't need that. Yeah, no, Cloudflare's the one hosting it. It's just a static site. So it should get distributed through their CDN network, and that's fine. But I am running into one heck of a thing here. All right, so IPv6, onion routing, sure. Sudo IPv4. That really doesn't matter. IP geolocation, upload size. Okay. Argo, load balancing. We're not doing load balancing. Costs a gajillion dollars. It's under speed. Run the tool. Yeah, I guess that's where we got to it last time. Let's just run it, I guess. It's got to be the minifying that's doing the shenanigans to us. Here we'll just go new private window. Yeah, so that embed's working great. uh, no more PowerShell manage that's pretty funny that they put that running that site online. Okay. Plutos, thanks for the tier 1 gift. Yeah, minifying's doing too good of a job. Yeah. Let's see if we get a better speed than 40. Oh, it's 48 now. All right. So there's a minifying, visit auto minify. It's under speed optimization. Speed up page load times, early hints, rocket loader, improved paint time, auto minify. It's not really doing anything there, so let's get rid of that. I can't believe WordPress is still around. That's wild. Okay. We fix that. Now we go to cache. And we purge all of cache. Purge. Purge it all. Purge everything. All right, that takes up to 30 seconds. And we should hopefully be back in business. Apply Cloudflare's recommended settings to optimize your site. Enable all settings. I don't know if that's a good idea. Yeah. And we're back. All right. New private window. I'm glad you were checking on that. Yeah. There we are. Yay. 100%. So that's us right there on the main page. Now, where most of the traffic comes through, do we want to toss like an iframe over here? Oh, or should we just make like a giant thing for everything? That'd be terrible. Just cut out a whole new div right here at the top with an embedded Twitch stream. That would be hilarious. I do feel like we should change some stuff here, though. Because the JavaScript calls are getting pretty aggressive. I kind of want to just do a whole new layout, to be honest with y'all. Like run, write a whole website from scratch. I put so much time and effort to put this website up, though. And all the modifications I made. Oh, it would suck to redo it all. But I don't know. Sometimes I just want something new. It was Cloudflare's auto minify service. It was causing all the issues. Would you try an OS where you just a column for all the addresses of RAM and a value for the hex on the right side of it? Or one 4K page memory fits the screen at once. You can write machine code. Probably. I probably would at least once. Sounds terrible. It would make for a good video at least. Get out. Get out of here right now. I'll write the backend in ASP.NET. Oh. Core for stability, speed, and React on the front end. Isn't ASP.NET? Isn't that Microsoft, though? I just remember dealing with it with ISS. Oh, yeah. I remembered right. So I remember ASP.NET and setting up... Oh, I can't remember what it was. It was the 2000s when Linux hadn't completely taken over all web hosting. So I still was setting up like ISS servers. Ugh. That was the worst. Gosh, I have PTSD. I just had flashbacks as soon as you said apps.net. And I was like, I remember IIS. No, terrible memories. Terrible memories. Oh. Doing all Microsoft stat for a mostly Linux website. That would be awesome. Oh, man. Oh, I did write my very first Rust program this last Saturday on stream. You'd be so proud. So I'm not against it. It is fun. Alright, I think that's good. We'll just leave that. Probably like dump. Actually looking at this, probably dump like the Bird and LinkedIn. I don't really think there's a point in having either one these days. Maybe I'm wrong. Dude, I'm gonna ask chat, because I feel like y'all would know best. Oh, I'm logged out? Alright, well, 1 second. Oh, dude, did I flush my cookies or something? Oh, dude. What the hell? Oh, okay. I was... Oops. False alarm. Alright, we're good. I was still in the private window. Apparently I closed my real window and then I had the private window still open. Steven knew it was up. Alright, let's do a poll. We're gonna try and minimize stuff. Which social link should be killed besides LinkedIn? Because that's obvious. Oops. I should just type poll. Alright, let's look. We got... Alright, LinkedIn's got to go. We got YouTube, GitHub, Twitch, and Twitter. I mean, honestly, it's probably either GitHub, which I still love my GitHub. I still use it for there, but should it be actually a link on the site? Do you ever click on GitHub links on people's sites? I don't know how viable that is. We got Twitch, which we have this giant Twitch player above it, so it's kind of redundant now. So I could kind of see that as well. YouTube, I definitely would leave because that's where most people know me from. And then we got the Twitter, or we should call it X, formerly known as Twitter. We'll just call it Twit. There we go. Let's see what we got running in here. So I'm curious. Oh. Oh gosh. Oh yeah. That's funny. Okay, so obviously Twitter's gone. X for sure. It's a pull of toxic waste. I think we could all agree with that one. All right, so that wasn't too easy of a pull. Landslide. So the next thing is, do you click on GitHub links on websites? Is that a good thing, or do people find GitHub naturally? Like having this, so we get rid of LinkedIn, the bird, so then we'll just have Twitch, but well, Twitch is right here, so then we'd have just GitHub and YouTube underneath it. That's almost like, all right, let's at least get rid of the bird in LinkedIn, and then let's think about those three icons. And do they even need to be there? Do we just get rid of the social altogether and then kind of clean this up down here? This is just a bit excessive, but it's in the footer, so I don't really care. Yeah. So the YouTube should be moved to the header and then just get rid of this entire line, I think. I like that, because YouTube's what people know me from. All right. I like where you guys' head's at. Oh, really? Has LinkedIn got pretty neat? I haven't checked it in 10 years. I have like a gajillion thousand messages left on LinkedIn that I never check. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not actually deleting any of these things. Like, who does that? Like, even if I deleted them, someone would just grab my name and then just impersonate me. So deleting those are kind of a silly endeavor, I think. All right. Now that we know that, let's go back to the banner. We have that embed. There's this social embed here. This like random TDs right there is kind of bugging me. What happens if I just delete all this? I just want to clean this up a little bit, you know? Just make it a little bit nice and tidy. I feel like that's going to break something. Let's check that before we push that live. Oh, there's my other page. Okay. That actually makes it not bad. I like that a lot better. It's a lot cleaner. Yeah, LinkedIn is good for professional development, and I've actually gotten job offers through LinkedIn, so not to hate too much on LinkedIn for that aspect. It's just not something I actively check these days. Yeah, it is useful social media for sure. Oh, there's no moderation in Chat Arena. I didn't know that. Oh, kill that. Kill that. 2011 website. Oh, okay. Let's see what we got. What did my website look like in 2011? Oh, geez. Wow. I remember setting this up. That is very 2011. I believe this was... I want to say it was WordPress. It looks like a WordPress theme. The Internet Exploder icon up at the top right. Wow. Fixing certification warning pop-ups. Edge synchronization. Oh, I was having all kinds of problems with Essential Business Server. I had like an Essential Business Server implementation, and there was, if you're unfamiliar, it's all these weird Microsoft server products, from like an Edge server to Exchange server, a file server, and oh, what was the fourth server? I'm drawing a blank. Oh, geez, it was terrible. But I was having all kinds of issues, and I remember researching, and I had to do like all these specific PowerShell commands to get them. Oh, it was a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Ugh. Oh, time matters. I remember messing around with that. Force network connection priority. That's still a good one. I actually probably should do a video on that sometime. Because a lot of people don't understand the metric protocol and how you can use it in Windows to force like one connection over another. Nick Teaming's another one that's a lot of fun, but that's like all server based, not. They took it out of the client after 1703, I think, is when Microsoft officially killed that. Ugh. Exchange patches. Yeah. Tar pitting and exchange. You need to know how to set up tar pit in exchange, otherwise you're just going to get spammed every time. Wow. Look at that. Even had like different site links. I remember I put some stuff on here. That's fun. Fitness and health. Is that there? Oh, let's see if my fitness and health page is still up. Oh, that's so cool. Man, that's right. I was really heavy back then. 203. I went through a fitness stage. Got all that on 184. I'm actually, not to brag or anything, but I'm down to like I'm like 180 right now. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't realize I kept going. I got all the way to 174, 175 back in 2010. And then I got injured. Yeah, that sounds like something I'd do. Oh, that's so cool. Anyway, sorry, I'm just going back through memory lane. Blame Steven. All right, let's see. What's 2014 look like? How many iterations of my website have I done? A lot. I always get bored and I'm like, I'm just gonna redo it. Now, my first websites I ever built was Macromedia Flash, before Adobe bought it and ruined it. Macromedia Flash websites in the late 90s were so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. What year was this? 2014. Okay. Was my last solutions. Recent solutions. Let's see if we have that. Did I change my website every year? I think I might have. Yeah, all of those should be me. I think I bought the domain in late 2000s. I had to win it at auction, actually. It was like this weird registrar that I had to buy it through. And then I transferred it, obviously, as soon as I got it out of there. So I was like, these people like are such a fly-by-night kind of situation. Okay. Yeah, I didn't quite pull that in, but that's cool. Let's go back to the original. Let's jump another couple years. Let's go to 2016. I bet it looked different. There I go again. Switching it up. That's actually not a bad design. Resume on the front page. Just recent, whatever was going on. I always made recent posts, and really it was just for me to like look back on. I never really got much search traffic for this. I just used it as like a place to put on an application, and then any issues, like weird issues I ran into that I'm like, I'm gonna forget this, I'd make a post about it. So like, I was never optimizing for anything. I was like, hey, if I need to get FTP2 credentials required for an AWS WordPress update, I need to do it this way, you know. Ooh, slimmer reduced Windows 10. Let's see what I did here. Tear apart my old self. Well, this is 2016, so that's not that long ago. Now, I did not have it in 2002, I don't believe. So that would have been that would predate me. Oh, this is just purging all AppX in Microsoft Store. This is like the origin of the debloat tool. I had like just a regular PS1 script I would do, and I would just throw this in and then just wipe everything out. That's cool. Yeah, this guy was like, this doesn't work. And I was like, well, they do. You just got to change this. That's funny. All right, let's go forward. We'll go to October 2017. I bet it looks the same. I think it was still the same. Because I was really busy in 2016. I don't think I had time to redo my website. I'm missing some slashes. Probably. Oh, no, I did. All right. Let's go home. 2017 home probably looks the same as 2016 home. 2018, I know I changed it though. That's the year I started YouTube. Yeah, Steven, I just don't, you know, I'm more of like just looking ahead. Let's just go. Although these days everything's through Git, so all the Git repositories with Hugo are saved. Realtor preferred properties, Westport, Connecticut. Wow. Okay. Well, apparently Chris Titus, the realtor out in Westport, Connecticut, had the site. All right. So that doesn't look any different to me. Let's go. Let's start October. This is a month into my YouTube career. Going back in time. Did I ever submit that commit as well? Like when I cleaned up the site? Now that I'm sitting here? Yeah, we wanted to submit this. Oh, I needed to add that section. And then I got sidetracked. Oh well, let's continue going. Alright, I was doing something with the site. I don't like this design. This looks like a canned WordPress site. Yuck. Alright, let's go a little bit further. Oh, who else had it in 2014? Ruffle. Chris Titus giving you preferred treatment. Aw. Kinetic housing update. I wonder what happened to this guy. Why would he let ChrisTitus.com go? That's what I want to know. Like, if your name was Chris Titus, why would you ever let ChrisTitus.com go? All right, let's go to 2019 now. You should do a short video on your old sites. Yeah. Oh gosh, I did so many weird experiments too with the old sites. I remember once I took it from Apache back to IIS for a video. I don't know why. That was beyond stupid of me, but I did it. This site didn't quite render. Let's go forward a little bit. September? All right, go. Oh, does this just go day by day? All right, fine. Skip into 2021. Have you tried C or assembly? Red, I do some C now with DWM, but not much. Nothing of any note. Okay. I remember this design. This was the Zizo theme. If you look, this had dark hacker mode, solarized. I actually liked this theme. Kind of miss it, to be honest with you. That was actually a pretty solid theme. Hiring for a tech job in Dallas. Yeah. That's where I actually found the guy that does most of the work these days. Up at my old job. I think I would probably do a complete modification on this. And that brings us to present day. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fun. Yeah, Matrix had a lot of staying power. All right, we didn't need to know that. We've got that. Let's grab this YouTube. I think we just throw it in the title bar. I don't think we do anything that fancy with it. I think we just call one section over here and call it YouTube channel. Or just call it YouTube. And then just redirect to that site. If we look and do, let's see. We'll leave that just going in the background here. Let's go Vim. And I think in the config toml. Where is JavaScript plugins? My goodness, look at all these JavaScript plugins. What about this Cloudflare font awesome? Yeah, that's interesting. Can you get rid of the background for the embed? It only shows up in dark theme, and that's something with the CSS. We can look at it for sure. So let's fix this main menu up real quick and add that. We'll go ahead and submit that. So we'll do weight of 7 for the sections. Let's yank this. We'll paste it over here. All right, we're gonna go weight of 7. URL youtube.com/Chris Titus Tech. And we'll just call this YouTube. And I think we can just get rid of that. Alrighty. And then if we look at our page, localhost, and then we have YouTube, click that, takes you to the YouTube channel. All right. That adds our YouTube link. I know that's not exactly like a icon or something in the header, but I think it looks just fine. Sometimes simplicity is the best. And look, that, we got all that looking good. Now let's see if we can get rid of these divs. Feels weird to me. Let's look. I want to say probably static. I don't think JavaScript. No. Where would those files be? Would have to be under theme. All right. Themes. We'll touch it. Go to layouts. Defaults. No, not in there. Where would this CSS be? Assets. Style is probably where I put it, maybe? All right. We're going to quit this. We'll do a lazy G update. Add YouTube link. And that's good. I think what we do here... Yeah, trying to refactor that since there's all these partial files, I'd be interested to see it. One thing I did want to do, I know Red was asking for some C earlier. Let's look at our DWM. There was something I wanted to change in here. This is actually an incorrect command. It should be shutdown P now. And this one, -R. And then I think now should be fine. What else changed with that? Let me look at the changes too. I'm curious. Well, that's not much changes. Let's fetch the origin maybe. Sys down R now. Did I? Yeah, okay. Well, shutdown can do a reboot, a power off, a bunch of different commands. So when you do it, you kind of want it to be that way. You can do power off and reboot, but they don't handle as well than doing that universally across all distros. Shutdown's pretty universal command that you can add into almost any distro. That's why I'm choosing shutdown instead of issuing a power off or a reboot. Power off and reboot are aliases that are in some distros but not others. And DWM I want universal for all distros. So I'm constantly kind of just refining it a little bit and then doing it. So if we do quit, relaunch, and then I should be able to just do reboot. Yeah, that works pretty good. You never really want to do a halt. Power off tries to gracefully shut everything down, and that's typically what you want. I use sudo halt. Asking for problems, man. Asking for it. All distros, there's only one. Oh, no. All right, let's see what we got here. We'll toss our Chatterino over there. We're going to pull in the old website over in Windows. Switch it up a little bit. We're going to pull all that down. All right, website's all up to date. We're going to just close out of our stuff we have here. Pull in the old website. And what I want to do with this, let's look for Darkmode. This is just the toggle HTML partial. Not what I want. Darkmode. Darkmode. All right, style CS. So this is under the assets, SCSS, style.css. Okay, I was looking in the right spot, it looks like. And if we look at toggle, that's just toggling it on and off. So this was the main dark mode where I added this outline in there. Why did I do that? I guess so when you look up the pages, like let's say you go to christitus.com and you go into the page, it separates the text and this over here. I think at the time I liked the separation of all these elements, but oh no, there is a separation in light theme. In the dark theme separation, you can't do a shadow. That's why I did it that way. That's why it does this. Oh, yeah. I do need to update that, Steven. It is on my to-do list. I did see that comment, though, on the actual post. Oh, you've added Fedora? Never mind. You're not the comment I was talking about. There was actually on my ultimate guide, somebody else did it. So this is a little bit old now, but man, look at that thumbnail. Awesome. This was a pretty good guide right in here. Somebody put some really nice additions. It's kind of neat that all these GitHub comments, I always get really high quality comments on my website just because you have to have a GitHub account to comment. It's like a barrier of entry. It's like the best CAPTCHA ever known to man. Okay, color picker shows 3737 for those. Let's take a peek. What are we doing? 3737. Are you sure? That would put it in the 333 dark mode table. I would imagine that would probably be it right there, or well, no, that's RGB. And that's on the lighter side right there. So tables would come in really light. The mains of 45, 45. Maybe we just make the difference in color ever so slight. So this whole thing, this banner pad and all of these, this is what's causing that highlight to happen. Now, if we wanted to just not differentiate at all, we could just do a 45, 45. I almost want to just take this and go like 48. Give it like a very subtle, slight accent. Not nearly as harsh, to where people question if it's even accented at all. But their mind might make out the difference. Let's see. We don't need admin mode. I'm so used to running admin mode. Website, Hugo, server. And then we look. That's neat. That's a pretty slight accent. You're like, you see the separation, but it's not jarring. I don't know if y'all can see that separation or not. Oh yeah, the Copilot. Well, that's just Windows Copilot. I'm actually using Copilot here, and we can also change those as well. You got to remember, Microsoft doesn't. A lot of the dependencies that they say you absolutely have to have, it's a lie. They're all artificial. So they put a key somewhere saying you have to have Edge installed for Copilot to function or route this way. Well, what's Edge based on? Chromium, right? You following? So all you're doing is finding that redirect and saying, instead of using edge.exe, use brave.exe. It's Microsoft being Microsoft. Copilot, there's no special code in Edge. It's just another Chromium browser with Microsoft's Paint slapped on top of it. So all of it, all these dependencies are just BS, made up, fairy tale dust. That's Microsoft. While they'll tell you you need Edge, you don't need Edge. All right. Well, that's neat. I think we got all that done. I like The new website where it's just, there's my giant Twitch stream. I wonder what happens. I'll check it later tonight and see when that's offline, what it looks like. I'm curious to see what shows up. Yeah. So instead of piping Microsoft Edge, you just pipe something else. That's probably in the registry somewhere, and you can modify that command. All right, I like that change. That subtle change, because if you look at the site now, yeah, I like the subtle outline. Just enough to call and do some separation, especially on the articles. You just got to have some kind of separation, and it just should be very subtle. There we go. We'll do that. Edge removal. What's that? Discard. Let's just update style CSS. Push that out. That'll rebuild the website. I think that's it for website work today. Well, I think I'm going to shut it down for today, guys. I know this was kind of an unusual stream with us hitting web development a little bit, kind of going through the old website at christitus.com and doing some Twitch embedding. I don't know if I'm going to leave this up here. It's interesting. I like kind of like this full screen embed, but I don't know. We'll see how many people complain about it. And then we'll move on. I don't mind it. I like a lot of the changes today, and I think removing that top section I never did enjoy, and I don't mind this real estate being dedicated to like a Twitch thing. When I do go live, people could watch it directly on the website with this embed, or, you know, I dig it. I've actually kind of enjoyed it. I think that's actually what Twitch actually envisioned when they made the embed service. Yeah, well, I'm glad, Marie. I'm glad. Yeah, I always try to explore something new. I was just like, let's do something crazy here. Will it bear fruit in the long term? I don't know about that. I don't know how many people, how much of a market there is for people visiting my website, going to my homepage and saying, no, look at that, he's live. I think I'm going to stay and watch. Or just move on. Either way, it's muted. It's kind of out of the way. And if I'm not going to put it in the sections on the actual posts themselves. That would be hilarious. We could do some hella view botting, but I don't think that's cool. So we'll probably leave that off. And I kind of dig what we've done today. It's a better, cleaner site, actually, even with all that embed in there. It's actually not bad. Well, let's block ads. I don't want that anchor ad. What happens when we do go home with it? Yeah, it doesn't block it with Brave. All right, we're good. That's funny. All right, y'all. Take it easy. I hope you enjoyed the jump back to like 2003 and some of my earlier iterations. Even some of those, I think the IIS one was the Internet Explorer WordPress theme hosted in IIS. I originally had christitus.com pointed to my local server here at the house back then, and I hosted all of it. I didn't actually pay for hosting ever. I know, I'm crazy. I literally hosted my own website for probably the better part all the way up until 2019. Even when I started YouTube, my initial iterations of the website still hosted from my house. So I was kind of wild in that regard. I've always had a server up, but I was like, I'm not paying someone else if I already got this thing running. So, all right, y'all. Doses.